January 2023, a Seattle, Washington police officer named Detective AUDERER was revealed to have a callous disregard for human life when a body camera video was reviewed by the leadership team at the Seattle, Washington Police Department. And it was revealed that Detective AUDERER was laughing and mocking the death of a woman who had recently been killed by another Seattle, Washington police officer who is alleged to have been speeding in his vehicle well above the speed limit. And that when this woman was crossing the street at the crosswalk, she was struck fatally by the police vehicle of another Seattle Police Department officer. Detective AUDERER found out about this news, thought it was hilarious. He was beside himself with laughter. You'll see in the video in a second. This is definitely a scandal for the Seattle Police Department, and it happened earlier this year, but it's only just now coming to light here in September. Here's the information.
This video from a Seattle police officer's body-worn camera captures what sounds like a callous disregard for human life.
I think she went up on the hood, hit the windshield, then when he hit the brakes, flew off the car. But she is dead.
That's the voice of SPD Officer Detective Daniel AUDERER. It's recorded January 24th, one day after a woman, 23-year-old John V. Kundula, was struck and killed by...
Hey everybody, this is David Welch, veteran, patriot. I've had my rights violated by police before. It's terrible. But you know what's truly disgusting? Is that the Seattle police think it's hilarious, think it's absolutely a gosh darn good time to kill people, specifically young women. It was just stunning that they have such a brazen conversation about someone's life and them taking it. I'm sick of the crap police put people through. I'm so sick of it. I hope we get on board and we rout that entire department.
Hey guys, this is Andre, Horizon City News. And today I want to focus on the Seattle, Washington Police Department. There was a news coverage that's recently come out regarding an incident that happened in January 2023, where the Seattle Police Department apparently was speeding in one of their police cars and accidentally, I hope it's an accident, but they accidentally ran over a woman, a young woman. I'm not sure if she was 23 or 26, but anyway, she was in her 20s. She was going to college. She was from India. And the reason that this story is starting to get a lot of traction is because not only did the Seattle Police Department, hit this woman and kill her, because apparently whoever was driving that police cruiser was speeding. So that's already an incident right there. That's already a story right there. But what makes this even more scandalous and what makes it even more of an issue, way more of an issue, is that the Seattle Police Department, one of their officers, who actually, he's also a detective, but I guess that night he was doing patrol duties or whatever. But anyway, this Seattle Police Department detective, again, this is back in January 2023, earlier this year, this Seattle Police Department detective, he thought the whole situation was something to laugh at. He was just beside himself with laughter. He thought the whole thing was funny. He joked about if the family sues over the dead woman, then they'll just, the government will just cut the family a small check for like $11,000, and it's just business as usual. They'll just dust their hands off. Like, these things just happen, whatever. He had no concern for the death of the person. The body camera video that was recording everything he said, it gave a a deep dive into the mind of this police officer who supposedly is supposed to be a person of a certain character who, is a steward of public safety. All that crap that a lot of these police departments try to say of, oh, it's just one bad apple and, most cops are good people. No, that's all lies as far as I'm concerned. You can believe what you want, but that's my opinion. This is a perfect example right here that most cops are bad people. Or a vast majority of them are bad people. There is some good ones, but they're sprinkled in between most of the bad ones. And so this bad cop, I guarantee you that he's not the only one. He's part of an overall culture at that police department, just like many other police departments. This woman got killed. He thought that was funny. You'll hear it in the video in a second. If there was no body cam video recording, then we'd never know about this. And this cop would have just continued staying on the police force for years and decades, which he probably still is on the police force. He's probably still getting paid. And he's got his union representation and lawyers and all the protections that we know about where, at the end of the day, it looks bad for the police department, but the police department's going to do what a lot of police departments do. They're just going to wait things out. They're going to let the world keep spinning so that everybody forgets about this. If necessary, the city of Seattle and the Seattle Police Department will, like this guy was laughing about, they'll just, cut some sort of check just to keep the family quiet. And, a year, 2, 3, 5 years, and especially once you get past 5 years, it's like it never happened. They'll say, oh, that was just one bad apple. And, but like I said, he'll probably still stay on the force. And at worst, it might affect his ability to, advance in promotion or something like that. But you never know. Sometimes, believe it or not, a lot of these guys, the worst of the worst are actually the guys that actually end up getting promoted. So a lot of times, not only do bad people get away with stuff, they actually get treated even better because there's so many bad people at the top that, to them, they also are laughing on the inside. They, this like I said, it's all part of a whole culture, in my opinion. Once you listen to this video, you'll see this is not just some random bad apple. This is a culture, is what I'm trying to get at. All right, well, I could ramble all I want about this. I got plenty of strong feelings about it. You guys watch this video for yourself. I also found another man. I believe his name is Andrew. He's on TikTok. He also made a little, editorial opinion about this situation, which I'll put on this video as well. And if you guys want to reach out to him on TikTok, I'll put his TikTok link down in the description box below. But yeah, I try to stay objective a lot of times with a lot of my my posts on this YouTube channel, Horizon City News Service. I try to keep it objective and professional, all that. But in a situation like this, I'm going to let my true feelings show. I definitely have a lot of bias with situations like this. And so me personally, this is my opinion. This is a perfect example of why I believe most cops are bad people. Most of them will continue getting away with this stuff, even when they're caught on camera. The lawyers and union reps that represent them will find all the different little loopholes and sneak tactics they can to make sure that people like this end up getting, at most, a slap on the wrist, but a lot of times they get away with it completely. First of all, what he did is probably not even technically a crime. I don't see how it could be a crime. Even though I guarantee you, let's say that I was to laugh, or, go to some police memorial and start laughing at the death or something like that. I guarantee you somehow, some way, the police department and district attorney's office would try to somehow, some way get me caught up in the system, at the very least try to hunt me down and give me traffic tickets. But even more than that, there might be some law in the books where they could say, well, he's, mocking a dead police officer or something. especially a lot of these southern states. I know that they probably have a law in the book somewhere. I could picture Louisiana having something like that, because in Louisiana, for example, if you even touch a police officer or threaten him in any way, it's now actually legally considered a hate crime. Like, it's an enhanced crime. Not only are you attacking a public servant, but to even like threaten or in any way slightly even touch a police officer in Louisiana, it's not just, assault on a peace officer. It's actually enhanced to now a hate crime in Louisiana. So they have all sorts of protections for themselves. And then when the police are caught doing something like this, where they're laughing at, a dead woman that got run over by one of their speeding police officers, this is how a lot of cops act towards situations like this, is they just think it's funny. And, we're just sheep that are corralled and herded like cattle. And, a lot of these cops are getting huge paychecks, and they're drunk on their power. And again, I'm rambling. I'm going to let you guys go. You can watch this video for yourself in a second here once I turn off this recording. But I just had to get this off my chest before I let you watch the video. But here it goes. Here's the video, guys. You'll see for yourself what I'm talking about. This guy's ice cold. He's a really bad dude. A woman was taken from her family, and he thought that was hilarious. It just meant nothing to him. He's just, he may as well be a Gestapo officer in Hitler's Nazi Germany. He's a monster. And he's still probably wearing a badge and a gun. I would not be surprised by that. So most cops are bad people, guys. Make sure you record the cops. Make sure that you document everything. Try to get all written records if you're involved in a situation with the cops. Always assume that they're playing tricks on you, lying, running some sort of scam. Anytime that you're dealing with a lot of them, they're very sneaky, and they're like snakes and sharks. You got to understand that even the ones that look good and they're smiling and they have a nice looking uniform, they look like good people. A lot of them are psychopaths, sociopaths. You're just prey, and they'll happily lock you up or give you expensive citations as long as it means that they benefit in some way, whether that means better statistics for their citations and arrest reports, or all the benefits that they get for capturing prey. That's what I call it, because that's what it is a lot of times. A lot of these cops, to them, it's not even really about public safety. That's all just lip service. At the end of the day, it's who can they get, and then become a better predator, even if it means destroying somebody's life over something petty. Hey, it's all good. It's just business to them. So be careful out there. Make sure you record the cops. That's why I do, guys. Most cops are bad people. That's my opinion. All right, here's the video.
This video from a Seattle police officer's body-worn camera captures what sounds like a callous disregard for human life.
I think she went up on the hood, hit the windshield, then when he hit the brakes, flew off the car. But she is dead.
That's the voice of SPD Officer Detective Daniel AUDERER. It's recorded January 24th, one day after a woman, 23-year-old Joaquin Kundula, was struck and killed by another officer's squad car while that officer was responding to a call. Kundula was in a crosswalk when she was hit by the patrol car that was going 63 miles per hour in a 25-mile-per-hour zone.
It does not seem like there's a criminal investigation going on.
In a different portion of the call, the officer appears to be talking about paying off the victim's family, such as a monetary settlement if the family were to sue the department.
No, it's a regular person. Yeah, just write a check. Just, yeah, $11,000. She was 26 anyway. She had limited value.
Seattle police say the video was flagged by a department employee, say the Office of Police Accountability is now investigating. But that's not blunting the impact for some.
I don't even have the words to describe how I feel. I'm sickened, for one thing. And it's doing a lot of damage.
Victoria Beach works with new Seattle police recruits, says she's hopeful for the future of the department, but is saddened to hear those words.
Somebody died. How do you laugh and joke about something like that? Whether you agree or not, keep your mouth shut if you have comments like that. And especially you're an officer, we don't need you. You're not what Seattle Police Department wants.
As for the officer heard in the video, King 5 has confirmed he's also the vice president of the Seattle Police Officers Guild, the largest law enforcement labor union in the Northwest. The Guild did not return a request for comment. In a statement, the Seattle Police Department says it's been in touch with the family of the victim and continues to honor their express request for privacy. They add that as others in the accountability system proceed with their work, the department extends their deepest sympathy for this tragic collision.
The woman you see on screen is Janavi Kandula. She was a graduate student at Northeastern University in Seattle. She came to Seattle from Bengaluru, India in 2021. Her dream was to pursue a Master's of Science in Information Systems at the College of Engineering. She was set to graduate in December of 2023. She was only 3 months away from earning that master's degree, and now she will never get the chance. She was killed after being struck by a moving vehicle traveling 50 miles an hour. The vehicle that hit her was a cruiser that belongs to the Seattle Police Department and was being driven by one of their officers. The conversation that you're going to hear in the video clip I'm about to show you apparently took place only hours after she was killed.
Went up on the hood, hit the windshield, then when he hit the brakes, flew off the car. But she is dead. No, it's a regular person. Yeah. Yeah, just write a check. Just, yeah, $11,000. She was 26 anyway. She had limited value.
The voice you heard in that clip was Detective Daniel AUDERER of the Seattle Police Department. AUDERER. I can't imagine being so void of compassion and empathy that just hours after a tragedy, you're cackling maniacally about what happened and laughing as you tell whoever's on the other end of that conversation to just cut a check for $11,000 because the life of that 26-year-old woman was less valuable. And from everything that I read, she came here in 2021 to pursue her version of the American dream and get that master's degree and further her education and put herself in a better position to be successful. And she was 3 fucking months away from graduating and doing that. As a father myself, all I will say is that if I was the father of Janavi Kandula and I ever came face to face with Detective Daniel AUDERER, I would likely be spending my remaining years behind bars. It will always and forever be ACAB, and there are no exceptions.